Well, good evening, good morning, you know, the routine. Still trying to do this video thing. I don't know if anybody's watching them, but I'm doing it just because I feel like saying stuff. This is how I'm doing it. My thoughts of an old white guy. Donald Trump, it's a sad thing. I read a thing about decency, being a decent person. He's not decent. He doesn't say anything nice to people or about people. If somebody says anything halfway negative about him, he freaks out. That's not a good thing. That's not a good character to have. If some German chancellor or China minister says something bad, is he going to drop nukes on him or something if he's the president? Or going to throw a fit? We had the first 4 years of Obama blaming the white people all the time. It's because I'm black. It's because I'm black you don't want this. It's because I'm black I'm doing this. And we can see what's done with that. I don't think we need another fit throwing president on our midst. We need somebody that will sit calmly, collectively, and do what needs to be done correctly, not scientifically. I can't think of the word. Just not freak out. That's what we need. Somebody that actually thinks. That's why I put thoughts of an old white guy, not feelings of an old white guy. Feelings get people in trouble. That's what we've had in the last few years is feelings this, feelings that. I read something once a while back about the colleges and all this stuff that's going on about all this crap and what was the phrase? Something this girl got her feelings hurt. Literally, that was she hurt this thing hurt my feelings when they did it. I'm like, oh my gosh. I don't understand the concept. I have feelings, yes, I do. I get mad, I get upset about stuff, but you can't base your life on feelings. I tell my kids to think before you act. You don't have an emotion and just blurt it out. You let it stay inside you and you figure out what you're feeling inside and then say what you think. If it's how you feel after that, that's fine. But you've got to think about it first. You've got to go through a process. You can't just let this just vomit of the mouth, just vomit of the brain, vomiting emotions. It's not going to get you anywhere. You got to think before you talk, think before you act. You don't react, you act. You react to something, you're not thinking it, you just do it. A lot of times, the knee reaction, when they kick you in the knee, it just happens without you thinking. That's what we're living in right now. We're living a life of reactions. Everybody's reacting to crap. Trump will just spew stuff out. People, and then he doesn't apologize, and everybody's going, yeah, he's tough. Well, that doesn't really work. Anyway, no Trump. We don't want Trump. We definitely don't want Hillary or Sanders. I'm saying that right now. Just not gonna help. Sanders, he's just messed up. He can't do what he wants. Free this, free that. Everybody says nothing is for free. Yeah, he keeps saying it, and then unfortunately Hillary is right along that bandwagon because she sees how people are liking that. Oh my goodness, everything's free. Let's do that. Yeah. No, it won't happen. Can't happen. It's going to bankrupt this country. Hillary, I don't know what's going on with her. She should be in jail according to half of what people have said, but she's still actively running for president, brushing off the stuff like she did during that hearing. And if that's the case, I think that that's just part of that whole mess that people don't want to change the establishment. They've got congressmen and senators that have been in that place for years, decades. They don't want to get kicked out. They don't want the establishment to change. And if she actually does go to jail and actually sits in prison, that means that none of them are safe. That none of them can get a free ride and say, oh, I can go do this, I can do that because everybody gets away with it. Yeah, I'll go have to testify and stuff like that. But then they all have to be accountable. And that's one thing that I think has always been a problem. Nobody's accountable. Nobody's accountable for nothing. They just go out and they do their stuff, and then they say that's how it's supposed to be. And there's just too much of that. We need to have the term limits, term limits, term limits, term limits. Limit the terms. I don't know how many terms. I was told recently senators have 6 years per term and representatives only have 2 years. I think 2 terms for senators, that's 12 years, and 6 terms for that's another 12 years. 12 years to do what you want to do. If you can't get in there and do it in 12 years, then you aren't really working it hard. But they're not. Their whole agenda is to get reelected. The day after they're elected, the first thing they do is try and figure out what it takes to be reelected from now on and just stay where they are because they don't want to leave because it's such a cushy job and it's power. And they don't do what they need to do while they're there. Yeah, there's some that do, but the majority unfortunately don't. If they were given 12 years to do it, and that's it, they fart around for 4 or 5 years and they realize they only got 7 or 8 years to go. Okay, we got to do something. I don't know. I do definitely agree we need term limits because it's just not getting where we need to go. It's just silly. The whole thing is just a mess. Well, I talked a whole lot longer than I did yesterday. I'm getting better. I've got, like I said, I do have thoughts and stuff that I want to get out, and this is what I'm going to do. Slept like a kid, baby, so to speak. I went there. I don't even remember laying my head on the pillow after this. Just gone. I know you just saw it. My nose, sorry. Deadpool. I watched it today. It was interesting, hilarious in a lot of areas, but shockingly violent in a lot of areas. And yes, I'm glad that Deadpool actually announced that it was R-rated and not to send their kids to it. I'm sure some poor parent took their 8-year-old to it because it was a cartoon movie, according to them, because they didn't pay attention, because parents don't pay attention. But I did not take my kids with me. I did not take my wife with me. I just went by myself. Yes, by myself. It was all right. It was, like I said, it was pretty crazy, but funny, and a lot of hilarious stuff going on in it. Not just the violence and the language. I am grateful that they did not put anything in that movie in reference to other shows. It's no plot points. It's its own little movie within the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So I'm glad that they actually, did that. That was interesting, yes. That's about it, I think. Oh yeah, one more thing. How's it go? I can't remember the verse. Every knee shall bow and every tongue shall confess that Jesus Christ is Lord. Period. Every tongue, every knee, everybody will confess that Jesus Christ is Lord. Will you be doing it with smiles and joy or fear and shame? That's your choice. All right. Goodbye.